Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Sisel World Team training call. Have you ever wished that you had a good, quick tool that explained our product line? One that wasn't so darn long? One that really didn't scare people away because it had too much science? You know, it seems to me that I spend quite a lot of time explaining products to people, and then I still end up sending separate videos and calls and recordings and brochures on each product, you know? And I've had people say to me, why don't we just, and fill in the blank, why don't we just have something? And so, folks, some of us have been, talking about it. We've been saying we're going to get this done. And this week, we just decided, actually, Katie called me up and she said, Kurt, you got to do it now. And I know, Katie, you're laughing in the background, but, so here it is. I'm going to just call it a brief tour of the Sisel Health products. And it really is, it's brief. I don't get into a lot of the science, and I hope you'll appreciate that. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the A.G.E pill. Probably because it really is the most important nutritional discovery that I've seen, but also I think that it'll change the health status of every single person who uses it. Everyone. And how can I say that? How can I say everyone? Well, because I know that we all consume carbohydrates, we all consume fat, and we burn it as energy. And the byproduct of burning fat or sugar, which is carbohydrates, the byproduct is cellular garbage. And so the A.G.E pill simply removes the garbage out of the cell, which frees the stem cells to do what they're supposed to do, which is go around and repair the rest of the cells in the body. And because it's freeing up the stem cells, it allows energy production because the body isn't working so hard. Just think about it like this. All of a sudden, the cells, it's like they're running a marathon, except before they were running in a marathon through 3 inches of mud. And what we've done is we've removed the mud. And we allow the cells to do what they're supposed to do. So the A.G.E pill removes that garbage. Who needs it? Like I said, everyone. The most common thing that people do when they go to the doctor is they complain about lack of energy. I'm a doctor. I've been doing this for 31 years. People come to me and they might have headaches, they might have back pain, but when you really get right down to it and you ask somebody, if I could wave a magic wand over your body and get rid of one thing, what would it be? The most common thing, fatigue, lack of energy, sluggish, right? And the most common fear today in healthcare, the most common fear that people have, it's not cancer. It's not heart disease. People are nervous about getting dementia. People are nervous about getting Alzheimer's. So these are two big things that the A.G.E pill can help out with. Two of the biggest testimonials. If you go listen to any of our testimonial calls from a year ago until now, memory and energy. That's the two biggest things we have. Isn't that crazy? What a great product to introduce to the market. Sisel FuCoyDon is made from extract from limu moui, which is brown seaweed. There's thousands of research articles. There's thousands of testimonials. Tom Sr. actually owns patents on the production, on how to make an effective form of FuCoyDon. Patents that have earned him not just one Genius Award, but two. So FuCoyDon supports the body's own immunity, so much so that doctors in Japan have written books on how it helps them when dealing with serious health issues. I'm not going to mention the C word, but you go read the book that was written in Japan and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's one of the compounds that's known for something called anti-angiogenesis. And what that simply means is it cuts off the blood supply to tumors. But FuCoyDon does something else. It decreases inflammation. Who needs this product? Everybody. We all suffer from inflammation. It's listed as one of the key components in every single chronic disease. We all need FuCoyDon. Eternity is our form of resveratrol. You know, resveratrol, the part of red wine that makes red wine healthy? Well, in comparison, one serving of Eternity has 65,000 micrograms of resveratrol. A glass of red wine, 90. 65,000 micrograms versus 90. Most resveratrol products on the market don't do a heck of a lot. They're only 10% effective. And that's because of the way that they're processed and the way that they're packaged and the way that they sell them. If you're taking, or if somebody you know is taking another form of resveratrol, chances are they're wasting their money. So Tom Senior figured out how to process the resveratrol in a way that it's 250 times more absorbable than any other resveratrol on the market. Resveratrol, Eternity, supports healthy cardiovascular system, it decreases inflammation, and it boosts energy. It helps with the support of the system that balances good and bad fats. It's another anti-angiogenic product, extract. It helps with cutting off the blood supply to tumors. If you go back to our testimonial call, you'll hear people talk about how this helps out with this. For me, the most important aspect of resveratrol, it supports the gene that repairs damaged DNA. Who needs that? All of us. Why? Because every single strand of DNA gets damaged every day. Our DNA gets damaged 10, 20, 100, 1,000 times per day. And if it goes unrepaired, it's going to cause miscommunication when your cells are dividing and when your body's multiplying. You don't want that. Sisel SpetraMaxx is such an important product. As a doctor, as a scientist, I know that our body is under stress, and stress causes something known as oxidation. And we've all heard of antioxidants, right? But you probably didn't know that as an antioxidant works, as it goes through the process of reducing a free radical, it causes other free radicals to form. And in order to get it so that the free radicals are not damaging, they're not going to cause health issues, you have to keep reducing them over and over and over again. SpetraMaxx has the right number of antioxidants. It has the right number of essential trace minerals to make that work. Free radicals cause issues like heart disease, cancer, arthritis, all the diseases that we know in aging. SpetraMaxx contains 74 trace essential minerals. As a doctor, as a scientist, I'll tell you, I've never seen another product like it. It allows the complete free radical reduction. I was sitting with Tom Senior out at his cabin one evening, and I asked him, this was before the A.G.E pill, I said, what's the most important Sisel product? And he told me, he said, SpetraMaxx. So based on what Tom Senior has developed until he came up with the A.G.E pill, this was the most important product. Who needs it? Well, according to Harvard, they say that over 90% of people are deficient in key nutrients like minerals. So my question to you, if you're asking me who needs it, my question to you, do you think you're part of the 10%? Or would you bet that you're part of the 90%? Yeah, if you're part of the 90%, you need SpetraMaxx. TSX is a product that brought me into Sisel. You see, back in 2009, the Nobel Prize was given to Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn and some of her associates because they discovered that you can rebuild the telomere. What is the telomere? Well, the telomere is the cap that protects the chromosome, much like that plastic deal on the end of your shoelace. The telomere is also much like a fuse. Every day from the day you were conceived, it starts to shorten, it starts to burn. And as you age, as you go through life, it shortens and it burns faster and faster and faster. When you're about 70 years old, your telomere is burning at least twice as fast as it was as when you were 10 years old. At a certain point, the telomere doesn't have enough protection left, and it won't protect the chromosome. TSX has more of the plant extracts that are found to protect the chromosomes than any other product on the market. It's not cheap. One of the ingredients, one of the extracts, costs $84,000 per kilo. Holy cow. I mean, think about that. $84,000 per kilo. That's just one of the ingredients. One of the other ingredients costs over $40,000 per kilo. And so when we look at the product, that's why it's as expensive as it is. But when you compare it to the next best product on the market, our product is about a third of the price, and it's, in my opinion, somewhere around 300 times more powerful. We all need this. It fights aging, it supports cellular health, and it increases longevity. You know, my own testimonial on this, when I got started with Sisel, this was the only product that I started taking in the beginning. I wanted to see what it did for me. Within a month of taking this, I went to get my hair cut, and the gal that cuts my hair, she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know what, and I'm getting my hair cut." She said, "No, your hair's growing back. That bald spot that you had on top of your head, it's getting smaller. The gray hair that you had on your head is going away." That was after 30 days of taking it. And I didn't prompt her. I didn't ask her to tell me that. It was just something that she noticed. The brain vitality, wow. I mean, if you're into natural health, I know you've heard of turmeric. It reduces inflammation. It promotes anti-aging. Well, we use something called curcuma longa. It's 6 to 8 times more powerful, more potent than just plain old turmeric. And what does it do? It increases the support for good brain health. Then we've added magnesium threonate. It's a form of magnesium that's been shown in studies to support healthy brain function. And because of the magnesium threonate, the properties of it, it goes right to the brain, faster than any other form of magnesium, passes through the blood-brain barrier and goes right to work. Then we've got fenugreek, which stimulates the regeneration of brain cells. We've got other ingredients like Bacopa, right? And that's found in TSX as well. What does TSX do? It stimulates and supports healthy brain function and neurogenesis, the regeneration of neurons. Who do you know that could use that? Sisel Omega Plus, and when I stress Sisel Super Omega Plus, I want to stress the plus part. It's extremely important. Most people who take vitamins, they have heard of fish oils, they have heard of omega-3, they have heard of omega-6 because they're considered essential. But we've got omega-5. It's a super antioxidant that we add to the formulation. We've got omega-7. Omega-7 regulates fat and sugar in the body. And then we've added omega-9, which helps with improved moods as well as metabolism. Plus, we've added CoQ10. CoQ10 is an enzyme that's necessary for heart health. Most companies, when they sell you something with CoQ10, they sell an inferior, cheaper version of the CoQ10. Normally, it doesn't even work as well as what they say it will. Super Omega Plus supports healthy cholesterol, healthy brain development, healthy hormone levels, and healthy blood pressure. It's a great product that every single person should have on their shelf in their medicine cabinet. I give it to my dog. That's how important I think it is. Sisel 4 Restore. This product came out a number of years ago, and it's really based on some more Nobel Prize science. All of our products are based on real science. But 4 Restore goes beyond the Nobel Prize science. You see, nitric oxide is considered to be one of the miracle molecules. What it does is it keeps arteries young, keeps them flexible, and it prevents plaque buildup inside the arteries. The other ingredients boost libido in both men and women. It helps with muscle retention, and we all, no matter how much you work out, we all lose muscle as we age. So wouldn't it be important that we could keep that as long as we can? 4 Restore helps to support the normal healthy blood pressure by keeping the arteries healthy. That's how it works. It boosts testosterone levels. Testosterone is necessary no matter if you're a man or a woman. And what that does is it increases libido. It gives energy and it improves your mood. It's a great product to be taken every single day. Sisel Avenger is another product that was just added in the last couple of years. And what I say, it's East meets West. It's powerful. It's an immune booster. 40 plus years ago, doctors realized that bacteria, viruses, funguses, they all protected themselves from your immune system by cloaking themselves in a sort of a camouflage. They hid in this camouflage so that your immune system couldn't see them. And by doing that, your immune system couldn't kill the invader. And antibiotics can't work. I remember a friend of mine, his son kept getting ear infection after ear infection after ear infection. Finally, they put tubes in his ears. They used antibiotics so much that they had a bottle of amoxicillin sitting in the fridge, and they wouldn't even measure out a dosage. They just tell him, go to the fridge, grab it. I mean, this is like a 2 or 3 year old kid, and he just chug a lug out of the bottle. So the reason that they say that's happening is because the original infection never went away. It just hid, and then it came back, and then it hit. Avenger helps with that. Somonolaurin melts this camouflage. It melts it naturally. So then, natural plant extracts based on Eastern medicine, Chinese medicine, and Western medicine can be used to boost your body's own immune system. And it can help kill off those foreign invaders. This product is so effective that you'll find testimonials for people who have suffered from Lyme disease where they got better. And I'll never use the word cure. We can't say that. But I'll tell you what, some pretty amazing testimonials out there. Sisel Renovator, another great product. I take it every single day. I was in a horrible motorcycle accident. It'll be 11 years. In a month from now, it'll be 11 years since my motorcycle accident. I almost lost my right leg. We've heard of shark cartilage, we've heard of aloe, we've heard of MSM, glucosamine sulfate, chondroitin sulfate. All of these things help with with the joints, and they help out with inflammation. But Renovator is the most potent formulation that I've seen because it doesn't just give you one. You're not just taking glucosamine, for example. You're not just taking MSM. You're taking a combination of all these things. And what it does is it reduces inflammation in the joints, and it helps to give proper nutrition so that the body can actually start to rebuild those old, worn-out joints. I'll tell you what, as you get older, you'll appreciate a product like this. And if you start taking it now while you're young, it'll help prevent you from ending up with old, worn-out joints when you get older. So when we talk about SiselLean, I say this. Most protein shakes are made with a cheap form of protein. They cause the burning of lean muscle. And if you're trying to do this for health, if you're trying to do this for weight loss, do you want to burn your lean muscle or do you want to build lean muscle? These companies, they grab the whey protein, which is the leftover from manufacturing cheese. It's the liquid portion. And what they do is they superheat the liquid to dry it out. It's left with kind of a dry residue, and that's what they add to your product. Well, what does that do to the protein? It denatures it. And when your body looks at denatured protein, it doesn't have a clue what to do with it. And that's why it causes problems, and it causes problems with burning lean muscle. What we do is we put our protein, the whey protein, through a micellar process. Basically, we filter out the protein, and then we allow it to air dry so that we don't heat it up. We don't denature it. Our protein is non-denatured. The body can use it. And what they found is that by using undenatured protein, it actually builds lean muscle. Builds it. My kids, I've got boys, 3 boys in their 20s, and they all look at it and say, well, yeah, but you only got 12 grams of protein. And my son said, the one I have has 26 grams or 27 grams of protein. And I tell him, I explain, but you don't need to take that much if you're getting the right kind of protein. Again, it promotes lean muscle mass. It's got fiber to fill you up. And I think one of the best things that we have going for it is it tastes good. How many people have used a protein shake that you just go, oh, man, I have to drink another one of those? And then we get Fire and Ice, Fire and Iced Tea. It's a great tasting peach mango flavor. It's designed to give energy. It's thermogenic. It's got other vitamins. It's got potassium. It's got buffered caffeine, so it doesn't give you that buzz. It's got green tea compounds that support you in your weight loss, boosting your energy levels. Fire and Iced Tea is known to boost immunity, increase energy, and help to balance the sugars in your body because it's low glycemic. When you look up glycemic index, you'll find that you want to have a low glycemic index. Thermogenesis is basically this. If you want to burn fat as energy, turn up the flame, turn up the fire in your furnace, and the hotter it gets, the more fat that you'll burn. That's what thermogenesis is, and that's what our product does, is it causes thermogenesis. The body shield contains fulvic acid, which is another one of the molecules that's considered to be a miracle molecule. It balances the alkalinity. Oh, boy, do I hear that all the time. People are talking about, oh, I've got this and that balances alkalinity. Gives you an alkaline pH. Based on the Nobel Prize Science in 1939, Dr. Otto Warburg in Austria got the Nobel Prize because he said you can't get sick if your pH is balanced out. Body Shield helps out with that. The other thing that it does is it helps to pull out the heavy metals in your body. It's a really excellent product for cellular detox, not digestive system detox, not liver detox. This is cellular detox. It goes into the cells and helps pull the toxins out of the cell. But at the same time, and this is why it's called a miracle molecule, at the same time, it's pulling nutrients in as it's pulling the toxins out. It balances the pH. One of the things I really like to use this product for is people who have thyroid conditions. How prevalent is thyroid disease? Well, here in the States, thyroid medication is probably one of the top 5 prescribed medications in the country. So who needs that product? Probably most adults, most of them. Super Detox is another just very important product. As your body burns and metabolizes food, it leaves behind a sort of a crust, a crud. Much like if you go to a bakery and they never clean their ovens. On the inside of the oven, you're going to see a crusty crud that grows inside of there. Well, in your digestive system, this is called mucoid plaque. And as this mucoid plaque builds and builds and builds inside your system, it plugs the little channels where nutrients move in and cellular waste moves out. So Super Detox removes the mucoid plaque, which improves digestion. It helps with detoxification. It removes impurity. And I've been telling people for years, the gut is the key to good health. So Super Detox helps the liver, it helps the gut, it helps the digestive system, and it helps restore good health. Again, if the channels aren't working and the garbage isn't getting out and the good stuff isn't getting in, there's no way that you're going to be healthy. You're going to be sick. You're going to have disease, and you don't want that. The National Institutes of Health says that 80% of chronic disease is caused by toxic buildup. John Wayne supposedly had 70 pounds of mucoid plaque buildup in his digestive system. 70 pounds. I know people who weigh 70 pounds. Elvis had 50 pounds. They were looking at removing part of his colon before he died to make it so that he could get rid of some of this stuff through a colonoscopy or a bag. Crazy. We need this product. And then we look at Encompass 360. Encompass 360 is so important because our food is void of the nutrients. Void like 25 to 75% less nutrients compared to what our parents and our grandparents had. People tell me all the time, oh yeah, I'll just eat right. I don't have to take your products. I'm just going to eat right. Yeah, good luck with that, right? Good luck with that. So Encompass 360 is designed to complement all of our other Sisel products. It's designed to complement. You're not going to find that you're going to get too much of this or too much of that. It's a great multivitamin. Again, it's designed to complement everything else. Harvard Medical says a prudent adult will take a good multivitamin. Balance D, according to researchers, we need fiber. most of us get less than half of what's recommended. Half of what's recommended. Why? Because people don't like the texture. They don't like the products that have fiber in them. That's the excuse that I hear. So Balance D provides fiber, it provides probiotics, prebiotics, and vitamin D for optimal digestive health. Did you know that we have more bacterial DNA in our body than we do human DNA? That's how important bacteria are. But what happens is the bad bacteria take over. They colonize inside of our body, inside of our mucous membranes, and they cause poor health. Recent studies show that bacteria in your gut has a direct link to your brain, a direct communication. The bacteria in your gut tell you how you're going to feel today. If you have a bad day, take a look at your gut. If someone you know is in a bad mood all the time, ask them, how's their gut? Maybe it's not working right. Maybe they need to take a look at Balance D. Every lining of any part of your body that's exposed to the air, inside your ear, inside your nose, it all has a mucous membrane. And you have to have healthy bacteria in all of those areas. Otherwise, what's going to happen is that control of what gets in and what gets out isn't going to work right. That controlled permeability just can't work if you don't have the right bacterial balance in there. Balance D helps with all of that. It's a great product to add to your product list. Calcium K2, again, another important product. Are you finding that I'm saying every product is important? Are you getting sick of me saying it? They're all important. You got to have strong bones, right? Otherwise, you're just going to be a bag of chemicals laying on the floor. You'll be a puddle. Calcium K2 helps to make strong bones. But calcium is also needed for ionic exchange. Most calcium supplements are really made wrong. They're manufactured wrong. They're made cheap. You can't just grind up shells. You can't just grind up bones and say, there you go. It doesn't work that way. They found that mother's milk and calcium from whey, which both dairy sources, is easily absorbed and it's utilized by the body. Then what we've done is we've added vitamin K2 and we've added other nutrients, minerals that are necessary for strong bones. We don't just throw the calcium in and just say, there you go. You know, I remember when I first got into practice, medical assistants here in the United States, I still think they do it, they would pay for women to go out and buy Tums because they said, oh, that's a good calcium source. Tums. What they didn't realize is that calcium carbonate actually is a buffer. And when you take it and you put it in the stomach, what it does is it lowers the acidic content of the stomach. And you need acid in your stomach. You need acid to dissolve calcium. So if you're taking calcium carbonate, which is what's in Tums, aren't you defeating the purpose? You're actually going to cause weaker bones because you're going to have a decreased absorption of calcium. How stupid is that? But that's what they did. So calcium K2 promotes good bone and tooth health. It prevents calcification of the arteries. Yeah, we've been hearing about that lately. They say, don't take calcium because it causes hardening of the arteries. Well, yeah, if you're taking Tums, if you're taking the wrong kind of calcium, that's what it's going to do. If you take the cheap form of calcium, ground up shells, ground up bones, and then we take a look at what they did in California. I mean, holy cow. They grandfathered in certain nutrition companies that make calcium products, even though the EPA found that the calcium products that they have has high levels of lead. That's right, lead. Why? Why would calcium products have lead? Because the cows were fed the wrong food, and because they were fed the wrong food, it had lead in it. And so now all that lead, where does it go? It goes into the bone. Then they take the bone and they grind it up and they make calcium supplements. Does your product have lead in it? It might. Our product is easily to digest and it doesn't have lead. Energy, and just, what if you knew about an extract from a certain type of clover that prevented cancer cells from attaching to the cells in your body? Would you tell people about it? Seriously, would you tell people about it? I would, even if I wasn't paid. I'd tell people, this extract from clover helps prevent cancer cells from attaching. We can't say it prevents cancer. We can't say that it treats cancer, right? None of our products do that. None of these products have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. It's not intended, any of the information I give you, is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. But the research shows that helps with a lot of things. It balances your hormones. It helps with a healthy libido. According to research, it helps develop thicker hair, stronger nails. What woman wouldn't want that? Heck, for that, what man wouldn't want healthier hair, right? I don't know if I need longer nails. I don't know. But the other thing is that it helps out with menopause. It's a great product. Sisel Vital Vision. Free radical damage causes problems in the eye. In fact, they've shown that it's one of the most common forms of blindness. Carotenoids absorb these bad UV rays. They act as antioxidants, and it protects the vision from free radical damage. Not only does Vital Vision support improved vision, but it helps protect against damage. It's formulated with the idea that we can lower the risk of macular degeneration, the most common cause of blindness. We can't say cure, we can't say treat. It's not intended to diagnose, it's not intended to prevent any disease. But the studies on the ingredients have shown that this will help. Certain medicinal herbs have been shown and have been used for centuries to protect and heal the body from infections. Anthocyanins, lactoferrin, curcumin, star anise, quercetin, zinc, selenium, they all increase the body's natural defenses, and that protects and supports a healthy immune system. We need that. If we're going to be healthy, we need to have a healthy immune system. These antioxidants and immune boosters will help with the immune response. It helps with killer cells. Very, very important in today's world when we're looking at all of these super infections and we're looking at all these just horrible super bacteria that are being developed because of the overuse and the wrong use of antibiotics. Here's a great product that you should be taking every single day. So, Sisel Kaffe is, I just say it like this. Look, I'm a doctor. I never knew that I know so much about coffee. I mean, if you'd have told me 5 years ago, hey, Kurt, you're going to know all about coffee, I would have laughed at you. But different coffees from different regions have different properties. We get our coffee from Panama, the Panama Geisha Bocchetti coffee. It grows way up in the highlands. It grows on the top of the mountains where there's harsh winds and there's harsh rains and there's a lot of sunshine. And it makes the coffee plant so it's strong. But what that does is it causes the coffee to have more antioxidants. What does that mean for you? Healthy. It's going to make you healthier. It has more flavonoids. What is that going to do? It's going to make the coffee tastier. I love good tasting coffee. This coffee has won the World's Tasters Cup. I actually think it's 15 years in a row now, but I know it's at least 14 years in a row that it won the World's Tasters Cup. Starbucks adds a little bit of it to their blend just to make their coffee taste somewhat good. Somewhat. We've added Chaga. Chaga helps with stress. It helps with immunity. We've added Ganoderma, which is a Chinese herbal medicine that's been known for years to help with longevity. We've added Bacopa. That's also in the TSX. Remember, the one that helps with telomeres. It's in the brain vitality. Remember, the one that helps with brain health. It helps with memory. It helps with memory. We've added Gotu Kola, known to help with respiratory health, known to help with brain health. We've added this all to our coffee. It's improved the flavor even more. What a great tasting coffee. I hear from people all the time that they just couldn't live without their coffee. Then on top of it, what we've done is we've come up, or we use a special roasting procedure, a roasting that only 2% of the world's coffees use. We use infrared roasting because we can control the temperature. We don't burn the coffee bean, because when you burn the coffee bean, you cause something called acrylamides to form in the coffee. Down in California, for those of you that live in California, Proposition 65, they have to post on their wall that their coffee causes cancer. But because we infrared cook our coffee, we're not burning it, we don't cause these acrylamides to form. The other thing is that it lowers the acidic content of the coffee. What does that do? All of these things. What do I tell people? We've got the best tasting, healthiest coffee on the planet. Do you have to memorize all these other things? No way. Just say it. It's the best tasting, healthiest coffee on the planet.